So we caught up with Ilari here in the PlayStation Lounge. Very relaxed Ilari, who's almost done with the show.
Exactly. Just one last hour, one last meeting. So that's then it's over.
But before you go, we'd like to talk a little bit about your next big project on the PS Vita, Super Stardust Delta.
Sure.
What can fans of the series expect from this chapter?
I think you take the next evolution of the game. We have some new things there, and obviously because it's on Vita, there's some Vita features we use in order to enhance the gameplay. But on the other hand, we try to be really true to the Super Stardust experience. So I'm sure that no Super Stardust fan is gonna be disappointed with PlayStation Vita.
Because I think old-time fans will don't want you to mess up with the dual stick controls and all that kind of things. But are you exploring other control schemes as well?
Yeah, there's gonna be, we utilizing touch things. We're utilizing, tilting. There's a new feature that you can tilt, and it's kind of a tilts the camera angle, so you can see better from certain angles. We have shake things going on. So and some small innovation with combining front and back touch. So. But what we want to do is not to interrupt the game flow, so we try to integrate them very naturally to the gameplay.
What does the PS Vita mean for you guys as a developer, and how long have you sort of had your hands on it and experimented with it?
Well, it's a great device, and it's been a very we've been wanting to do a mobile portable version with twin sticks. For Super Stardust, so it's a good chance to do that. Obviously, the screen is fabulous, and it's really nice to add another platform to our supported platform. So it's nice. It's really good.
And, but what's the experience been like with the hardware? I heard some developers saying that this is the easiest Sony platform ever to work on.
Well, we always try to push the hardware. So actually, what it has meant to us is obviously rewrite quite a lot of stuff. So we had to rewrite all the engine for that. So we don't use not much from the Super Stardust HD engine at all. So it's basically a new game. But obviously we've been dealing with different platforms for years and years and have been supporting so many platforms. So in that sense, we understand what to do. So it hasn't been that hard for us to get it up and running, but to push the hardware is always hard work and make it run 60 frames per second. So that's the obvious thing we want to do.
Are you planning any sort of connectivity between the PS3 game and the PS Vita game?
No, not yet. That's not yet planned because obviously it's a different game. So it's not the port of Super Stardust. It's a different game, so in that sense it doesn't make any sense to find any connectivity there.
And no sort of rewards for who's unlocked stuff in one game and maybe
Well, as I said, it's a different game, so if there would be a similar game on PSN, then it might make sense, but in this case it's a standalone new version, new iteration of Super Stardust. So
but I guess like a common identity across Sony platforms will sort of help creating those kind of relations if you want to do them.
Well, I guess so, but it's an interesting idea, of course. But let's see. I don't know. Maybe in the future we have a new PSN version as well, but that's not in the books right now.
And you recently brought out Outland, of course, a game that I enjoyed tremendously, and I would like to see more of that someday. And it's finally also coming out on PSN. It's out in Europe and it's coming out in North America. Could you just describe a little bit about, as a developer, what was that like, sort of in limbo there when we didn't know when PSN was coming back?
Well, obviously it was a bit frustrating in a sense that you've been working hard to get the game out, 2 years in the development, and then when it's finally supposed to be shipped, you know, it can't be shipped. But on the other hand, you need to look at the positive side of it, and maybe it's not that negative. There's not that much of a negative impact for that, but we shall see. So I think it's still gonna be out there, still the same great game, and now at least, you know, PSN users are getting back to the system and they find, you know, Outland there. So, and remember the great reviews it had. So I don't really think that that's gonna impact the sales that much.
Of course, it's you have a publisher in Ubisoft, so you're not in the same position as, say, an indie who's releasing it by themselves all alone.
Yeah, that's correct. I think that's a different story for those guys who have been self-publishing or thinking about that, trying to do that themselves. But it's still, you know, obviously we would like to have a simultaneous launch, as we got such a superb reviews all over. So. But you know, sometimes you don't have that luck. There's a bad luck, but
at least it's back now, and all of your PSM fans, because I know you have a lot of fans from Dead Nation and as well as Super Stardust HD. They can finally buy it out in Europe.
Yeah, and obviously we are part of the Welcome Back package appreciation program. You know, here in the States, there are actually 2 games out of 5 are from us: Dead Nation, Super Stardust.
So have you seen how many people are pouring into your games? Is that a good feeling?
Yeah, it is actually. For instance, during the first few days of availability, all the Dead Nation leaderboards were maxed out. Yeah. So you can, you know, add any. So we now know that there are already a few 100,000 new people into playing Dead Nation and trying to prevent zombie apocalypse. So.
Great news if you want a sequel.
Well, yeah, it is interesting idea.